Look, everyone, the Citizenship Amendment Act is a necessary law because no one can expect Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, or for that matter, Christians from Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan to be sent back to those countries. Even if they came to India for economic reasons, they can't now be sent back to these countries because they're going to face serious religious persecution if they're sent back. So far, so good. On the other hand, it's very clear that the CAA was drafted in 2019 and resurrected in 2024 for the purpose of generating votes by very clearly excluding Muslims from this list of people who would be granted citizenship. Now, this has nothing to do with Rohingya because the CAA only applies to people who were in India before 2014. It has nothing to do with terrorism because it only applies to people who are already in India, and if they're terrorists, they're already in India. It has nothing to do with partition and India being the homeland of the Dharmic religions because it includes Christians in the law. Let's face it, the shortcoming of the law is that it was drafted for political purposes, not only for technocratic purposes. Were it a purely technocratic law, it would allow anyone with a reasonable claim to face religious persecution in Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Bangladesh a pathway to citizenship in India. Those of you who bring up the Lautenberg Amendment is a terrible law. It resulted in tens of thousands of Russians desperately seeking to find any Jewish ancestor, even if they themselves weren't even aware that they were Jewish and did not practice the Jewish faith, because if they could find a Jewish ancestor, they could get that golden ticket into the United States. It is not a good example to follow. Finally, the fact that I think the CAA has been politicized does not mean that there's something wrong with Indian democracy. Democracies make poorly drafted and bad laws all the time. The CAA is not a law that makes India anti-democratic or anti-Muslim. It's just a law that could have been better and instead has been made political.